Yes, good morning, dear students. How are you?
We are fine. How are you too?
I'm fine.
And of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit, and
Glory be to the Father, to the Son, to the Holy Spirit.
as it will be, is now, and ever shall be, world without end. Amen.
In the name of the Father,
And of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit, amen.
Get seated. Well, class, now today we are going to see how to answer questions correctly. Particularly, we shall take the examples of nectar questions. And we have one question here which we are going to deal with today. It will be all about map reading. Now here, I have taken an example of the question which was asked in 2020. It was a nectar question. Here we have got a map of Skonke sheet 137/2, which was asked in the particular year. This is the map which we are going to deal with. Now, we are going to see the questions which were asked in the particular year. The first question in the particular year, it was calculate the total distance covered in kilometers if the car was traveling from Skonke town, they have given the grade reference there, to Iyombakuzoa church, they have given also the grade reference, and turned back to Skonke town. So you need to read this question carefully. You have to measure the distance, and you should have in mind that the one went with the car and turned back to Skonke town. Now, class, here, while you are calculating distance, you need, first of all, you should obey to the rules of calculating the distance. And here, because you have been given the areas and they have given the reference point, which is grade reference, and the second one also there is grade reference. So first of all, you need to identify the grade references. And here, when determining the grade reference, you should check the Eastings and Northings. Now, we normally start with the Eastings, which are located this side here. You can see these ones, they increase going to the east, these ones here. Now, you take two numbers of the first, and then the other one which adds going to the east. And then one point is shown by using 6 digits. So that will be Eastings. The other part, there is Northings. Also, it is shown by using, again, 3 digits, which makes now 1 point. So if you get, for example, these are points here, then maybe this one, then 5, you go there at the center. Or if it remains at the same place, you remain there. And then Northings increase towards this direction, going this direction. You take 2 numbers, and then you check if at all, after 2 numbers, the third one, if it is 0, then it remains at the same place. But if it shifts, it is 1 or 2, you must know that between this point and that point, there are 10 points. So you must add according to the number which you have been given here. So here, with the first point, it shows 72 to 73, then 2. It means going to the east, you take 72. Then it increases 2 points going to the east. Then after that, you trace 78 and then 7. This one has been added going to the north. And then you go and search this one, the other grade reference, which will be 75 going to the east, and addition of 5 there, the third number. And then there is 76, then 5 again. Now you consult the map there. After doing so, you need now to show the points of the 2. You show those points on the map, which you have been given. Then you have to trace the distance. You trace the distance on the map by using a pair of divider. You can use a piece of paper, or you can use a thread. Preferably, you better use a thread, which is not elastic. Now, after tracing, from the map, you have to convert by using a ruler to get the centimeters now. You should get the centimeters there. And after tracing here, if you get an example from the map, it was 60.6 centimeters. Now remember, the driver went and turned back, so it should be times 2. Times 2, you get 13.2 centimeters. This is still not a correct answer because the distance should be in kilometers. So you have to convert now into kilometers by using a map scale. The map scale which you have been given here is 1 centimeter, represents 50,000 centimeters on the on the map. Now this is representative fraction. Now this one should be changed into kilometer, changing into statement scale. Now you change the 50,000 centimeters into kilometer. Now here, 1 kilometer is equal to 100,000 centimeters. Now you see there, 1 kilometer is equal to 1,000 centimeters. Now here, you change this 50,000 centimeters into kilometer. So you cross multiplication there. You are going to get a half a kilometer. So you can see here the way it has been changed. This 1,000 centimeters times this one. You divide by 1,000 1,000 centimeters in each side. You will get 1 centimeter is equal to a half a kilometer. Now, remember, you got this 13 centimeters, 0.2. These are centimeters. Now, we need to convert into kilometers. So, you will take 1 centimeter is equal to this. Now, 13.2 centimeters is equal to how many kilometers? Now, you have to cross multiplication there. You see 1 centimeter this way, this goes this way. So, 1 centimeter times x, you see there, is equal to this much here times, 13.2 centimeters times a half, or 0.5 kilometers, this way here. Then you divide by 1 centimeter on each side to get the value of x. And here you divide by 1 centimeter. This 1 centimeter and centimeter will be cancelled. And then you take this 13.2 times a half. You're going to get 60.6 kilometers. So the total distance which has been covered from Skonge town with this guide reference to Iyombakuzoa church with this guide reference will be 60.6 kilometers. So class here, the answer depends on the scale that you have been given. The scale which you have been given is this one. If at all the scale changes, also the answer is going to change. So this is the way you are supposed to answer correctly and to show the rules and procedures on how to answer the distance which have been covered. This is the way the question was supposed to be answered. Well, another question in the same year, it was this one. With evidence from the map, describe the nature of the relief in the mapped area. Now here, if we go back to the map, you can see most of the parts here. First of all, you have to define. When you talk about relief, is the physical appearance of the area, contrasting its shape and size. Now, you must use the features which are seen on the map to know the relief of the area. Here, if you observe the map, it has got seasonal swamps everywhere. This dash dash shows that these are symbols showing the seasonal swamp. Now, where water collects, it means that it is lowland. Because when we talk of the relief, it can be highland or lowland. We have just two types of the relief we talk about. Not the relief feature, the relief, the shape of the area. It can be lowland or highland, that physical appearance of the area. Now, if you check this map, you see that it is covered by seasonal swamp. If these are seasonal swamps, just you see the highland is just here, where it is 1,300 is somewhere here. So all other areas here, they are covered by seasonal swamps. If that is the case, then the correct answer for this question will be first of all, you have to define leaf refers to the physical appearance of an area with its, with its contrasting shape and size. So here, the leaf of the area is lowland. Why is it lowland? Because most of the area in the map is covered by seasonal swamp. So I said, if at all we could see just mountains, leaf features like mountains everywhere, tall mountains, the leaf features would be higher land. But here it is lowland because of the features which we have seen, that is seasonal swamp. Most of the area have been covered by seasonal swamp. So this one is lowland because most of the parts have been covered by seasonal swamp. That is. Then the third question, it was to calculate gradient from this glide reference which we have been given here to that glide reference there. Now gradient, the formula for gradient, the other name is just slope. It is, you get the highest contour is equal to vertical rise over horizontal equivalent. Now that vertical rise, you take highest contour in the map from the point which you have been given. You identify first of all the points here by using glide reference which you have been given, as I have directed with a question for finding distance. So here you identify these points, these 2 points first of all. After identifying, as we did with the first question, you join them by using a ruler. You join them. After joining, you can use a pencil and a ruler. Then you look at the highest point, the contour with the highest number, minus the contour with the lowest number, between the two areas which you have been given. That's this glide reference and this glide reference here. And then over, it is vertical rise over horizontal equivalent. Horizontal equivalent refers to the distance which has been covered between the 2 points. So you use the normal way which to find the distance, you can use ruler itself if it is a short distance to get the centimeters. Now you can get you can get the centimeters here. Later on you will convert them. Now here, given the highest contour which is in the map now is 1,300 meters. And the lowest contour here is 1,160 meters. Therefore, and the horizontal equivalent, after measuring now the distance between the 2 points, is 16 centimeters. Now this 16 centimeters should be converted into actual distance, which is the kilometer. Now here, when you convert, because the distance, the scale of the map is 1 centimeter is equal to a half a kilometer. So you are going to convert this. If you multiply by a half, you are going to get 80 kilometers. This will be the map distance. Now this is horizontal equivalent according to our formula there at the beginning. Vertical rise over horizontal equivalent. So this one is distance now. That is horizontal equivalent. We have used this one to change into distance. Now here you continue with your formula. The gradient will be now the highest point here minus the lowest point, which is this one here. Now there, at the top you get 140. If you take 1,300 meters minus 1,160, now you get 140. 140 over 8 kilometers. Now, because these here, 140, these are meters, and this one are kilometers. Now we need to treat into the same units here. Change into meters. So here, you take 1 kilometer is equal to 100 meters. Now, 80 kilometers is equal to how many meters? You cross multiplication there. After crossing, you are going to get 8,000 meters. After crossing there, you take this times this. I think this is 1,000. Now it is supposed to be 8,000, right? It is not 1 kilometer is equal to 1,000 meters, right? Now if you cross there, you get 8,000 meters. Now it will be 140, which are meters now, over 8,000, which are also meters. So in order to get the gradient, you must take 140 over 140. You divide by the number itself here. 140 divided by 140, because you must get 1 on top. So it will be 1 over this 80,000. You divide by 140. When you divide by 140, you get 57.14. And now that would be the answer, because the answer with the gradient is supposed to be in fraction or ratio. So the gradient from the gradient difference, this one to this one, which we are given, will be 1/57.14 or 1:57.14, meaning that for every rise of 1 meter, there is a distance of 57.14 when going up and when going down. That's the way you are supposed to calculate the gradient. Another question from the same year, it was to find the highest point on the map. Find the highest point on the given map and give its gradient difference and direction. Now here, if you go back to the map, you must check which point has got the highest altitude in terms of meters. If you go back to the map, you see that there are some areas this area somewhere here, it has got the highest altitude. This 1,300 meters is located somewhere here. Somewhere here. You have to check the contours. In these other areas, the contours are very low, showing that it is lowland. So here, there is a highest number of the meters. It is 1,300 meters, somewhere here. So, if that is the case, the highest point is 1,300 meters, which is located at the grade. Now here you were supposed to show the grade difference. After checking this number, you need to know the location as you used to use the grade difference. So you start by checking the Eastings, 3 numbers, and the Northings, 3 numbers. If you check there, it is located at 83. Then it is at the center between 83 and 84. So it is 5. The following number there will be 5 because it is at the center between 83 and 84. So it will be 83 then 5. Then if you check the Northings going up now, the numbers which increases when you go up, you see that it is located at 84. Then when you go up, it exceeds a little bit at the center. So it is 60. So it will be, the gradient difference will be 83, 5. Then 84, 60, in which the direction now, that direction which I have showed you is northeast. It is located in the northeast. So the highest point, which is this one there, if you check the map there, it is located in the northeast. That is the way we are supposed to answer. So and the last question is state the general direction of the slope of the land in the mapped area. Here, if you check the general direction here of the map, as I said, the highest point is shown in this area here. In this area here. So the general direction of the slope is this way. Here, you check the highest point. Here, the highest point has been located here. Now, the general direction is located from northeast. This is northeast. This side here is northeast. And it goes to south, northeast to south, then to west. In this side here is western parts. So if we go back to the question now, you see that the general direction of the slope is from northeast, where the highest point has been shown, to south. It goes to south and to southwest. That's the way it was supposed to be answered. Now, class, this is the question which was taken from, was asked with the NECTA in 2020, and it was supposed to be to answer correctly in that way. Maybe that's our lesson today. What are the procedures, to ask you some few questions, what are the procedures to be followed when calculating distance of the place? As I highlighted, what are the procedures you need to follow when calculating the distance of the place? What are the procedures you have to follow? Anyone to volunteer? Yes? The procedures to be followed. Yes? Yes, thank you. Firstly,
First, you should find the distance and do the reference from the map. Then you
Uh-huh.
take them from the ruler. Then you change the distance from the map into 2 meters.
any other person? Yes?
First, identify the points on a given map.
You identify the points on the given map. Secondly,
Use a pair of divider, a string, or paper to measure the distance between the 2 points.
okay.
Then you convert the distance between the 2 points into actual distance by using the map scale.
Thank you. Get seated. How many relief do we have? Can you identify on the map? Relief, which you have identified here. Yes, Marul?
You have 2 reliefs which you can identify from the map, which are highlands and lowlands.
Now, how can you know that this area might be lowland or highland?
In the highland areas, we observe that the contour lines are very close to each other. Hence, it shows that the mid slope or highland. And the lowlands is checked by the nature of the place. If it has a lot of water bodies, that demarcates that it's a lowland.
Okay, thank you. Okay, class, you need to keep on solving different questions in maps so that you can be familiar with these questions. So for today it is enough. Thank you. Have a good day.